Okay, so I have my razor here that I use almost every day. When I try to turn it on, I get the little red dot of death telling me it's not charged. But I just took it off the charger and it was at 100%. So I have a suspicion that the batteries are just south in this thing. I'm wondering how this thing comes apart. It's got a clamshell. There's no screws whatsoever in it. But I noticed that if I stick my nail in here, I can get the gap to grow. So I'm wondering, does it just pop apart? Well, oh, look at that. Since it's my own, I'm just gonna go ahead and try to pry it open. And I really don't care if it scuffs it up or whatnot. All right, got the side open. It's like there's adhesive or something under here. Well, maybe not. Oh, there was a tab on the very bottom. So it's like you have to pry up and then down. Anyhow, got it open. And now I do see 4 screws. Let's take those out and see what's inside. Okay, screws are out. Oh, look at that. So we got a little motor with a 220 microfarad 10 volt capacitor across it. And then look at that. Look like a couple little AAA batteries. And look at that. It's a little thermistor most likely. Maybe a diode. No, it definitely says negative temperature coefficient, NTC thermistor. So they lay that right up next to the battery, and then they can tell when the battery's getting charged because it begins to get warm. So I don't have any AAA batteries. I do have a couple of AA's. Looks like they would actually just fit. I might have to carve the case out inside though. Well, let's get these batteries unsoldered. So remember, the yellow goes on the positive side, and the brown is the negative. Okay, so I do have a couple of 2000 milliamp hour AA Energizer rechargeable batteries. I've used these for years and I can't find a better battery. If anybody knows of any, let me know. But for longevity and low ESR throughout the years, I can typically get between 6 and 8 years out of a set of these AA rechargeable batteries. No, I've tried some other ones, some Rayovacs and Interloop and whatever the other brands are that out there, a bunch of generics. I've only been able to get between 2 and 4 years out of the standard batteries, but the Energizers, well, it's like the bunny says, they just keep going and going. So I'm gonna go ahead and tack some leads onto the end of these. I'll probably use maybe a piece of solder wick if I have any laying around. And by doing that, it'll make it nice and flat. So I have some old stock Kimwick from Kimtronics. I've used a bunch of different solder wicks throughout the years, and Kimwick has always been my go-to. It always worked really well. I don't know if they still make it or not, but if they do, I would suggest you get some and try it out. So the first thing I'm going to do is just to see if I can get some solder to take to these pads. So I've got my soldering iron at 800 degrees, and I'm just going to try to be very quick about this. There we go, got some solder to take. Next, I'll just go ahead and bridge a piece of Kimwick across that, just like that. So I went ahead and pre-tinned the Kimwick, so it should take almost instantly. So I went ahead and wrapped a zip tie around the batteries to hold them together while they're standing up here. And then hopefully if everything goes well, same thing on this end. We just tack it down to the battery just like that. So I have the batteries clamped in a pair of pliers with a rubber band around the handle. Just going to go ahead and tin these up real quick. And so that way I can just tack the wires onto them easily. I did melt a spot, but I think it's going to be okay. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and pre-tin the leads. Even though they are tinned, I'm going to add fresh solder to them. Next, I'll go ahead and tack the negative lead to the top of the battery. Just like that. And the same thing for the positive lead. There we go. Now I had a blinking light for a second. I wonder if it will power up now. And it does. Although it says the battery's dead, it probably has to learn that it's not dead any longer. So it was just the battery that was causing the problem. I kind of suspected that. These Supo AAA 650 milliamp hour batteries, nickel metal hydride, they should have just called them Chinacon, was causing the problem. Anyhow, let me see if I can get these things to fit. I'm just going to go ahead and put a piece of black tape on the top of the battery and on the bottom just as an insulator. Well, they seem to fit down in there absolutely perfectly. Well, it might be hard to see because it's black on black, but I took and notched these out for the batteries because they were straight across previously. But I notched them out and the back fits absolutely perfectly right now. So I'm going to go ahead and get my friend Mr. Hot Glue Gun out, and I'm just going to go ahead and hot glue these batteries down to the circuit board, and I'll put a droplet of hot glue on the thermistor as well, and we'll just put it back together and ship it back to me. There, I've applied the hot glue. Just going to press them down into place like that. And we'll put a droplet of hot glue over this little thermistor so it gets some kind of thermal contact. May not be the best, but I think it's going to work for what I'm going to use it for. All right, next I'll just go ahead and pop the back on it. Like a glove. Wow, amazing. Snapped back together like nothing ever happened. Well, I'm going to go ahead and charge it and we'll see what happens. Well, that's it. The repair on the Remington R-5150 shaver. I've been using this shaver for several days now and it's only down to 80%. Normally it would be down to 60 or 40% by now, but it's working absolutely perfect. So that's it. That is the end of the video. Replacing the 600 milliamp hour nickel metal hydride with 2000 milliamp hour batteries. I certainly hope you enjoyed the video on the repair of the Remington shaver. If you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and like this video. It really does help my channel grow. You can follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at NorCal715. You can email me norcal715videos@gmail.com. Go ahead and leave me a question, a comment, a concern down below. I try to read all the comments and respond when I have time. Remember, with your help, we can try to keep these things out of the landfill, out of the recycle bin, and out of the e-waste facility. Everyone, thank you for making it to the end of this video. I really do appreciate it. Everyone, have a great day. Once again, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.